Very good morning, dear educators. It's been a pleasure to meet you all once again. I think we can able to start our session. We have been planned on 9 o'clock. For 5 minutes, we have been waited for all our educators to join. We can able to start the session, or else you need some of our colleagues to join. Okay, we can able to start our session. Very good morning. I'm Satyanarayanan, EdTech professionalist, having research experience on 10 plus years on education, safety, and technology. I've been done more than 500 sessions throughout India on different topics, and also 100 plus FDP on the domains of safety, quality, disruptive technologies, and NLP. Today, we have been going to see about one of the most interesting class which has been introduced by QCI, Quality Council of India, WASH, Workplace Assessment for Safety and Hygiene. Before going into our topic, I just want to know what is your expectations from this 1 hour webinar so that I can able to align my topics in such a way that you can able to be satisfied. My outcome can able to meet your expectations. You can able to put your reflections in the chat box, or else you can able to unmute yourself and you can able to talk.
Sir, I'm Dr. Selva. Good morning, sir. I'm Dr. Selva Nayagi, Principal of Shanapurna College of Nursing, Salem.
Good morning, madam.
Hello.
Hello.
Wash.
Good morning, madam.
And what is the main? Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir.
Yes, madam. You are
I
audible.
I just want to know, sir. Sir, I just want to know what is the main focus of this WASH?
Okay.
Which I
think there is a network issue. It's not a problem. Any other participants, any other educators? What's your interest or expectation from this session? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got few messages in my private chat box. So surely, why we have to go for WASH as we are away from educational sector? Yes. Okay. Okay. With this, we have been going to our session. My dear friends, apart from this WASH standard, as we have been from different educational organization, mostly from the healthcare center, what I personally feel is what I've been recommending in the corporates and educational institutions also. First, we should have a front line. We should be able to identify the frontline barriers. Who is going to do this job, roles and responsibilities, and also you should have a psychological counseling. How to improve the quality of safety. Thank you, Rajeshwari, madam. Thank you. Thank you. I've been expected this question from you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you, madam. Actually, this has not been covered that you should have a psychological counseling center at your educational institution. But apart from this, for the benefit of your employees, this is first and foremost thing as a leader we have to do it. Because psychological counseling or whenever they have been having a doubt, at this time, we can able to say that, sir, why it has been needed. But whenever a person has been tested positive, whenever a person has been tested positive in your premises, at that time only you can able to feel the heat. Nowadays we have been feeling that kind of heat in most of the corporates we have been working on. And for that we should have a counseling center or also a person who have been deputed for this psychological counseling is most important. With this I can able to start my session. What is back to normal? We have been in this past 2 or 3 months, we have been telling we have been back to normal. with this back to normal, we should be very much careful about our health, and also we should be very much careful about the health of our students and also our faculty. For that, workplace assessment for safety and hygiene has been introduced by QCI. What is the prime objective of this assessment is, the assessment has been taking the safety and hygiene measures which has been there in your premises, whether it has been mitigated. If there is any risk has been identified, it has been mitigated, or whether you have been done everything as per the guidelines, so that your students or your interested parties, whomever they have been coming to our institutions, are been safe from this COVID-19. This is the main objective. Objective is to evaluate your workplace. The assessment will be the main scope. The main scope of the assessment will be based on your workplaces, based on the workplaces which you have been working. And also, my kind request is, this audit is only for this COVID. Based on this COVID, what are the guidelines they have been given? Based on this guidelines only, the auditors will be auditing. I think we have been having both virtual audit, and also they'll be having on-the-person audit also. This scope does not covers any other quality management system. When we have been talking about, sir, I've been already gone for ISO 9001, 14001, 45001, even a NAC, whichever we have been talking on, it is not covering that kind of scopes at all. The scope of WASH is very particular to your workplace. It is going to cover your safety. It is going to cover the safety and hygiene of your workplaces, whether it has been meeting the minimum standard. I hope most of our educational institution will be having a better standard this, but it is to ensure that whether we have been in compliance with this WASH standard. And what is the benefit of this? Whenever we have been gone into this kind of certification, what is the main benefit of it? The main benefit, we can able to find what are the areas we have to work on, because this pandemic is new to all of us. This pandemic has been totally new to all of us. Like this, what we can able to do is, whenever we have been going for certification like this, we can able to evaluate our workplace itself, and we can able to have that these are the areas to be improved, and also we can able to have a certified from a CB certification body that our education institution has been meeting all the guidelines which has been proposed by QCI under WASH. For that purpose only, for the safety of our employees, safety of your students, and also you can able to showcase this to your stakeholders, stating this or to the interested party, as we have been meeting all the guidelines which has been proposed by QCI. For that purpose only, we have been going for WASH. And also assessment pillars. Actually, they are having 15 classes or 15 assessment pillars. We will be going to see about one by one. In this 15 pillars only, the assessment will be done. From management committee, regulatory and other requirements, we'll be seeing one by one. In this, all this 15, they have been saying, in this, all these classes, they have been saying, these are the requirements. Based on the requirement, if we have been having already, if we have been having the evidence that we have been fulfilling the requirement of QCI, we can able to showcase this, or else we have to create and we have to demonstrate it, so that we have been under the compliance of QCI based on WASH. The first pillar or first class is management commitment. What is management commitment? Management commitment is nothing but, based on this WASH class, you should have a COVID-19 updated guidelines. COVID-19 updated guidelines based on your based on your state, you can able to have your updated guidelines, because once in 10 days, 15 days, there are a lot of guidelines has been updated. So as a management committee, you should have a guidelines, and also you should have a responsible senior. You should nominate a responsible senior. That person is going to take care, monitor, evaluate all the activities related to this COVID. For example, how to measure If a person is having high fever, what has to be done? All the decision has to be taken by this responsible person only. You have to nominate a person who have been having a senior experienced person, and also you can able to train that person in such a way that what are the things you have to do at time whenever a person has been found out with COVID positive. At that time, what are the things we have to do? Like all the decision will be taken by this responsible senior only. And also the COVID SOP, standard operating procedure. COVID SOP is nothing but from starting, if a student or employee has been there at your gate, what are the operating procedures you are going to be followed? How many times they have to use the hand wash, how many times they have to do hand wash, whether they have to put a mask, if they have been putting a mask, what type of mask they have to put, if they have been not having a mask and they have been coming to your campus, whether we will provide a mask or not. Like that, all the standard operating procedures with respect to this COVID situation has to be illustrated and it has to be documented. This is the first class or first guidelines. And also in this, these are the two guidelines they have been telling. The first guidelines is what type of PPEs, personal protective equipment you have been going to use, what type of sanitizers, and also what are the places you are going to have the hand washing, whether the hand wash which you have been provided has been displayed, that everyone can able to know these are the places I can able to have the hand washes. And also what is the arrangement for social distancing, whether you have been marking in the floor or you have been having markings. We can able to see in the coming classes how we can able to demonstrate this type of social distancing and all this coming under the management committee. Management commitment. Once before the college has been reopening, these are the things as a management we have to provide it. And also uh, as we have been working with a limited manpower, limited resources, all the firm has been working in the limited resources only. But irrespective of that, we have to provide a proper manpower, and also what are the resources which has been required for this COVID situation to be handled. As a management, we should ensure that all this has been done, and also you should have a written document. These are the things has been allocated, these are the manpower has been allocated. This is a management committee, the first thing. The second thing is been going for the regulatory requirements is mainly based on the communication process. If a person, if you have been getting a information, how you are going to communicate, how you are being going to communicate with your interested party, with your students. If there is a incident is nothing but if he or she has been affected in one place, in one classroom, how you have been going to report this incident to your process owner, and also to the communication of the government authority. Whether you are having a very detailed structure for all this, and also the method of communication is not only ended within our campus. If a visitor has been coming, you have to check once in 7 days or once in 10 days whether he or she is being in the good condition or not, good health or not. In this only, what uh, the WASH standard is been proposing is always don't entertain any visitor to visit your organization. If it is so important, make them to come, and also you dedicate a separate place for them. Don't make them to come into your working place. And these are the communications we have to be more strong on. And also business continuity, irrespective of this. 2 months back, if a organization, if a industry, one of the employees has been affected by COVID, at that time what they have been done is they have been stopped, or they have been told that at least 3 or 4 days no activity should be done. But now what they have been told is, irrespective of this, our business has to run for the economic benefit. At this, what are the resource identification, what are the resource type of identification we have to done, how we can able to have the safe operation, irrespective of some person has been affected by COVID. or we are going to start our process, or we have been going to start our process, whether all our machines, I think this class will be covering our most of our laboratory, most of our laboratory things at this, whether we have been in the safe position or a safe condition to restart the things. Who is going to give the type of green signal, whether I can able to call the manufacturer and I can able to test the equipments, because it has been not operated for the 5 or 6 months. So it is very important that you have to get a clear message, you have to get a clear message and also a green signal, so that I can able to operate all my machines which has been there at the laboratory. And also a type of inspections, what type of inspection you have been going to have. All the equipments, it may be of a DG set or what are the equipments you have been having, it should be have a safe inspection before you have been starting your business. The next one is very important thing, the risk management. How you are going to identify the risk. It is nothing but it is based on both on human beings and also the places. For example, which are the most probability places which can be affected, or which is having a probability that more people can able to be gathered. For example, canteen, for example, a discussion room. We have to identify all that area. We have to identify all the area. Once it has been identified, it is not only based on places, as I've been told. What some of the corporates they have been doing is they have been having a self-check for each employee. I don't know how it is possible in our educational organization. They are having a self-check for every employees, and they have been stating this person is having this much of human system, he is been good, or he or she is having IBP or high sugar. It is always better to make this person to work from home, or this person has been coming from a red zone. Like this identification of risk both in places and also in person, once it has been identified, they will be going for elimination of process. How you are going to eliminate the risk which has been found. For example, in a canteen area, in a cafeteria, you have been found that there is a risk that most of the people can be able to gather. At that time, whether I can able to have a shift based lunch from 12 to 12:30, from 11 to 11:30, to eliminate the gathering of our employees. It is one of the method for elimination. If it is not been done, how we have been going to, at least we have been going to reduce the risk, mitigate the risk. For example, I have been providing a social distancing norm. I think some industries, what they have been done is they have been in the canteen itself, in the cafeteria itself, to the each person they have been provided a board like structure, so that a person can't be able to see the other person, and also they can't be able to talk with other persons. Like that we can able to do it or not, mitigating the risk. It is risk management. And also here the class communication has been coming under a separate class. What they have been telling is, in the daily basis, what type of communication has been needed from the person who has been responsible, and also what type of communication you are giving in based of this COVID to your employees. For example, if your employees has been not wearing a mask, you have been finding it in the CCTV. How you have been going to tell that person to wear the mask, whether you are having a public address system, or you can able to call to your security persons and you have been telling that to wear the mask, or you have been assigned some person to see, to monitor that nobody should be gathered, more than 4 or 5 employees should not be gathered, or 5 or 6 students should not be gathered. If they have been gathering, what are the things you have been going to do at that real-time basis? What are the communication process or type of arrangements you have been given? It has been covered on real-time basis. The next one is signages. Signages is nothing but it is a type of administrative control. And what are the places you are going to place the signboards? Signboards in the sense you have to wash your hand, you have to put the mask, you have to follow the social distancing. I think these signages can be a very little topic or less priority. But my dear friends, my dear educators, we have to find which are the areas we can able to deploy these signages, which are the areas really which has been needed this kind of signages. For example, at the entrance of each classroom, whether we can able to put a signboard that please ensure you are wearing a mask, or inside the classroom we can able to put a signboard stating that if you want to cough or if you are having some type of symptoms, you can able to immediately you can able to call this person. Like this, the signboards are the very administrative control. It is going to help us in the very big time. And the next one is hygiene and safety. This is the class which we have been required lot of attention as a process owners, as a deans, as a principals of the organization. Our limelight, our monitoring and measurements has been done in this class only, particularly in this class. What type of thermal check? What type of thermal check you have been going to put on? Nowadays, what they have been doing is most of the industries they have been going for participants. I've been requesting you to put all you in the mute. Thank you. I think type of thermal check. Nowadays, most of the industries they have been going for a non-contact thermal gun type of check. But in that also, two of the industries, I don't want to tell the name of the industries. What has happened is the person who have been doing a thermal check, he has been affected by COVID. Due to him, 6 of these employees in the particular firm has been affected by COVID. So we has to ensure that what are the modern technologies we can able to deploy, because in our organization, in our education organization, we have to think whether it is possible to monitor the temperature of each and every student, and then we can able to get them into our college. It is so difficult, so we can able to go for thermal cameras has been there. There is a lot of technology has been deployed. You can able to find it which technology would have been suitable for that. And also, if a person has been recorded, if a person has been recorded with high temperature, what's the next thing we are going to do? Whether we are having a separate room for them, whether the first and foremost thing, whether we have been informed that particular person, security persons, what are the do's and don'ts you have to do whenever a high fever person has been detected. The next one is defining the process. Defining the process is nothing but the organization to define the process for hand washing. It is not only for hand washing, for all the COVID processes, they have to define the process, how many times and what are the areas you have been provide the hand washing, and which are the times whenever I've been going to eat my food, these are the times you have to hand wash. You have to make sure you have been washed your hand like that. What are the process you have been defined? My dear friends, this is the most very sensitive area, personal protective equipment. Why? Because most of the time what we have been doing is we are giving the same type of PPE, personal protective equipment, to all the employees in our educational sector, but it is not so. We have to we have to think that those who are the persons or who are my employees who are having prone to be affected, for example security persons, for example we as educators, we have to have a list of that kind of person, and we can able to give a separate attention, and we can able to consult to the safety professionals that these are the persons having a prone for this COVID-19, because they have been having a lot of contact with our students. So what type of PPE, what type of mask we can able to provide to them, or what type of gloves I can able to provide to the concerned person. Like that, we can able to have. And also, in this PPE definition, you always ensure that at what time they have to put or at what time they should not wear the PPEs, because wearing a mask for 8 hours is really a very difficult process. We have to define all this in a very standard way. And also the next one is the cleaning agent. You should have a standard operating procedures for cleaning, what type of cleaning agent you have been going to use, or at what intervals they have to clean. If they have to clean the corridor at 2 or 3 times a day, they have to clean, whether they have been cleaned or not, whether how you have been going to monitor. And also next, they have been talking about the awareness. Awareness is nothing but how much you have been educating. Already our government has been done plenty of things irrespective of that. uh, Most of the industries, because in this last 3 months I've been had a chance to interact with the industry peoples only. What they have been telling is, sir, they have been already, we have been done lot of trainings, awareness and all, irrespective of that, with cold, with cough and with fever, with body pain, they have been coming to our office. If they have been affected also, if they are having symptoms also, they have been not telling to us, because they have been afraid whether I will be quarantined for next 14 days or next 21 days. It is not should be a case in our education sector. You make ensure that all of your employees and students has been well educated, and also whether they have been having a slight symptoms or mild symptoms also, you can able to provide them a separate carefree number which has been operated inside your type of educational institution, so that they can able to call that these are the symptoms, whether I can able to go for testing or it is not the symptoms of COVID-19. And also the next one is a type of the cleaning. As I've been told, there should be a area which has been having a high touch points, which has been like our elevators, handrails, our public counters. All this area has to be disinfected with extra care. These are the things has been told in the 6th class. And also the hand wash, sanitizer, and social distancing. This kind of hand wash, whenever we have been talking about, whether we have been keeping the hand wash at the right place, and also it can be used by our peoples. There will be a places, it will be having 100 peoples. Whenever we have been providing a inadequate number of hand wash at that place, it can able to lead to lot of crowd, and we may not be fail to maintain the social distancing. So always ensure that adequate number of hand wash stations has been deployed in your educational organization. The next one is hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer, in this manner, what they have been telling is, whether you are been having a safety data sheet, whether you are having a safety data sheet of the sanitizers. It is not so we have been getting hand sanitizer from any other agency. Always look for the standard data sheet of the hand sanitizer, and then you can able to use this hand sanitizer in your organization. The next one is the social distancing. Social distancing, what the method now they have been following in, then most of the industry is they have been following it based on administrative control. And also they have been deployed a separate security persons at canteen places, at cafeterias, and just they have been counting the peoples and they have been sending inside. Why? Because always proactive measures is always better. So what they have been telling is, in this capacity only 40 people can be able to accommodate inside. If they have been 40, they can be able to maintain the social distance. So these are the measures they have been taking. You can able to deploy which is the best method which has been suited for your education sector. The next one is the preventive measures. What type of preventions I have been going to take? Preventions are type of infections, whether I've been having a isolation facility, And also I've been having a display of emergency contact numbers. I think we have to work on this area a little bit more, because we have to have a emergency contact numbers of COVID-19 treating medical cares. And also we should have a isolation facility if our interested parties has been affected, or they have been having a high fever, cough like this, whether we are having a separate room for them. The next one is the incoming goods from Amazon or some other places, from our visitor places, from our customer places, whether we should have a separate places for them. That goods has to be disinfected, it has to be sanitized. After 8 or after a day only we can able to use. We have to tell this to all our stakeholders. The next one is preventive. Whether we are having a mechanism to report that how many number of people has been inside our campus, and also whether they have been examined, and also they are having a adequate proper PPEs. All this is been coming under preventive classes. The next one is training and awareness. As I've been told that first and foremost thing, you have to give training to the COVID-19 frontline barriers inside your educational organization. I personally feel that it is a time for us to identify from each department two professors or three professors based on your organizational strength. You can able to put them, and also you can able to train them in a specific areas, how to record all the needed data of this COVID-19, how I can able to demonstrate, how I can able to communicate, and also what are the preventive measures. The preventive in type of preventive measures, you have to give at least 2 hours of training, at least 2 hours of training to all your employees, and also to all your students. These are the do's and these are the don'ts. And also in that training you can able to cover, these are the places we have been deployed hand wash, these are the places we have been placed hand sanitizers, and these are the places you should not able to be gathered. That all these preventive measures can be demonstrated at type of trainings. The next one is waste management. My dear educators, this is one of the sensitive area which we have to be closely monitor. Whether we are providing a dustbins for PPEs, the dustbin should be exclusively, it has to be there for the PPE disposable. It may be of mask or it may be of the gloves which we have been using. And also you can able to distinguish that kind of dustbin in different colors. It may be of a red color, it may be of some other color which has been not deployed in your organization earlier. It is very much important. We should not mix our daily waste and the waste of the PPs, because the PPs which you have been using. I just want to add another point also. Most of our friends, what they have been doing is nowadays they have been putting a mask, and they have been, after they have been coming to their house, they have been keeping the mask in their bag or in their shirt pockets. I think we have to educate our employees, our students. Always you have to use the mask. You have to keep the mask apart from your living area, the first thing. And also, whenever you are touching the mask front area with your bare hand, you are in a high risk. For all this, you should have a separate dustbins for the personal protective equipment, and also you should have a color coded bins, and also frequent of cleaning, and also frequent of cleaning of this dustbins. The dustbins which you have been using, you have to ensure that how many times a day, 3 or 2 times it has to be cleaned. And also ventilations. Why ventilations? We have been talking about ventilation at this point is nothing but very simple. There is a guidelines has been stating that we should not be able to maintain, we should not be able to use our air conditioner. So ensure that all the classrooms or staff rooms which you have been using without air conditioner, whether I can able to have a clean air inside the room. You can able to think, or you can able to provide any extra facility also based on the requirement, and also maintenance. As we have been not using all the electrical items, all the ventilation providing equipment, we have to ensure that whether we are having it in the good condition to work it. The next one is 11, 12, and 13. It is public interaction, supply chain, and transport management. Public interaction is nothing but safe public interaction, whether as a staff, as a student, after they have been coming into my college, whether we are having a guidelines for them. These are the places you have to go, these are the places we should not be able to go. Like that, we should be able to have a safe guidelines, and also we have to ensure them what are the safe manners they can able to demonstrate at time of the public interaction. It is not only outside your educational organization. I've been talking about inside your educational organization also. If some visitor has been coming, if some public has been coming for first year inquiry, or the student parents has been coming to talk to you, to see you at that time, what are the things they have to do. And also supplier communication is nothing but you have to have a separate guidelines for your suppliers, stating that it may be of a canteen person, it may be of a person who have been servicing your laboratory, servicing your air conditioner. You have to, before that itself, you have to tell them these are the requirements by our educational organization. For example, a mask has to be worn, and also you have to put a gloves, and also you have to have a declaration form. You have to have a declaration form. It is most important, my dear friends. You should have a declaration form. In that declaration form, you should have a contact number, address, and you have to declare that I've been not from the red zone. All this has to be there. And also the safe travel. Safe travel is nothing but all the transportation drivers, our cleaners, they should be able to have a adequate training. Adequate training based on COVID. In what way we can able to give them training is very simple. We have to tell them what are the places they can able to eat, they can able to take rest, what are the things they should not do at this time of pandemic, because they are the person who have been going to interact with us. They are going to be in the bus, they'll be going to be in our day-to-day activities. So we have to be more sure. And also once the vehicle has been finished one trip or two trip, actually based on the guidelines, what they have been telling is uh, every trip, if the bus has been carrying a student and it has been coming to the college, at that time we have to go for the disinfection of the vehicle. But it is, I don't know how it is possible, but at least once in a day you can able to go for disinfection. And also travel passes. This travel passes is nothing but you have to have a travel pass to all your drivers, stating that daily at least twice or thrice they have to be monitored, and their temperature is been closely monitored. If the temperature is been under the guidelines, then only we can able to give them a travel passes for the next day. And also screening, as I've been told, the drivers and helpers, the cleaners has to be undergo thermal scanning thoroughly at least thrice a day. Then the next one is the documentation. What are the things which we have been talked now? What are the things which have been talked now? Number of hand sanitizer, places which the hand wash has been deployed, and what are the safe measures you have been taking? What are the pictorial representation you have been done? All this has to be there in a documented form. And also, as I've been told, it should have a document, and also it should be having a record. Record is nothing but whether the stated thing in the document has been followed or not. For example, if I've been telling that my corridor has to be cleaned once in a day or twice in a day, whether you are having a record for it, whether you are record for it and somebody is monitoring it, whether it has been cleaned or not. The last one is the control of discriminatory practice. Yes, my dear friends, uh, I think it has not been much there in our community, but we have to make ensure that if a person has been affected by COVID and he or she has been coming back again to our workplace, there should not be any discriminatory practice, or he or she has been traveling from red zone, or some of their family members has been affected the from this COVID. There should not be any discriminatory practices which has been there in our educational organization. We have to ensure that this discriminatory practices can be avoided by giving a proper training. The last slide, always leadership is a matter of having people look at you and gain confidence. We as a leaders, we as a champions, we as this three moral responsibility. First one is a moral boosting. Yes, always you lead from the front. You demonstrate flexibility, stay engaged, focus on productive things. These are the things which has been needed for this day. Focused on productive things means there are a lot of negativities has been coming in our WhatsApp, in our television, stating this many people has been affected, that many people has been affected. You lead from the front, always stating these are the positive things which has been deployed in our organization. You give them their moral boosting that has been need for the hour. The next one is the immunity boosting. How you can able to boost your immune is based on the food and the feelings. Drink hot water, exercise, avoid alcohol, meditate daily 15 minutes. My dear friends, in this immunity boosting, in it, the type of immunity boosting, there are a lot of things has been taught in this 3 or 4 months. I personally feel, I personally felt is whenever we have been doing meditation plays a very major role for immunity boosting. I can able to feel, I've been doing meditation for 3 years. I can able to feel the differences. And also always be positive. You demonstrate from the front as a leader. These are the things you can able to do. And also, of course, all of us have been having a financial challenges at this point. You try to support, morally support your fellow beings and also your co-employees. Always aspire, transform, and inspire. From our aspiration, we have to be transformed. Once we have been transformed, we will be inspiring persons for all our friends. Any doubts on this, you can able to put it in the chat box so that I can able to help you. Any doubts or any clarification, you can able to ask me. And also after this, I can able to share you a checklist. I hope it can able to be most useful for you based on WASH. Okay, ma'am, thank you. I think it is not a very big thing like ISO 9001 or the NAC. It is for the hour. What are the things we have to do? Once you have been done, you can able to check with the guidelines of WASH, and you can able to tell that these are the things you have been done based on each classes, and then you can able to go for certification. Certification is nothing but to demonstrate to your stakeholders or to the interested parties stating that we are demonstrated all the guidelines. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Any other questions you can able to mail me, and also I can able to share you. Thank you, ma'am. I can able to share you the document. so that you can able to use it at time of your audit. I think some of my friends has been requested to share the document here itself. I can able to share in this chat box itself. You can able to download it. Any other doubts or I had an opportunity to listen or to hear only one of the educator's voice. Any other persons who like to unmute and you can able to say something, you can able to do. I've been shared the document. You can able to download it. What are the things which I went talk now? Actually, this is a 3 hours of session based on a time constraint. We have been made it to the core. We have been taught. If you have been having any other doubts, I can able to drop my mail ID also. You can able to call me or you can able to message me so that I can able to help you. Okay, educators, those who have been done, we can able to finish the session. Thank you for your response. At this point, we as a leader, as I've been told at the last note, we have to demonstrate some of our responsibility like moral boosting, immunity boosting. All this has to be done. Have a great day. Let's fight with this pandemic all together. We will bounce back soon with a very big thing. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.